This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Monday, April 17th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. Eli Lilly and Company is investing an additional $1.6 billion in a new drug manufacturing site in Boone County that it rolled out last year at an initial price tag of $2.1 billion. CEO Dave Ricks said the expansion will benefit a growing corridor between Indianapolis and West Lafayette.
Hopefully we're the first of many companies that will plant a flag here in Lebanon, halfway between all the amenities of downtown Indy, big airport, logistics hub, and an outstanding technical school like Purdue up the road. It's a perfect setup for a cluster of manufacturing for high-tech products.
Additionally, Lilly is adding 200 more jobs at the site, bringing the total to 700 jobs.
This is going to be a highly automated site. We expect up to 700 jobs, though, between operators. So these are people who, with a high school diploma, could get a job here. Technicians, like those through the IB Tech program with a 2-year associate degree. Engineers, and then sciences, chemistry, biology, who typically work in our quality group.
The total $3.7 billion investment is the most the company has ever spent on a single manufacturing site. Fort Wayne-based MetalX is partnering with private investment firm Mana Capital Partners to build a more than $200 million aluminum rolling slab facility and create about 100 jobs. The metal recycling company said a specific location has not yet been identified, but Northeast Indiana is in the running. Carmel-based Car Global has announced Brad Lakia as its new Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. Lakia succeeds Eric Loffmiller, who retired at the end of 2022. Lakia most recently served as Vice President of Finance for the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company's Americas division. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana, it's time to get revved up. Inside Indiana Business is going racing. We'll be at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the month of May and take you inside the business of motorsports, from gasoline alley to high-tech race shops to small-town dirt tracks. We'll explore what fuels a billion-dollar industry in the state. Join the entire Inside Indiana Business team from the world's greatest race course for Business at the Brickyard, brought to you by Purdue University. It's checkered flag coverage you won't want to miss.
The Indiana Association of Realtors says home sales in the Hoosier State continued their 2023 recovery in March, with both monthly sales and new listings increasing more than 30% from February.
The IAR says Indiana's median days on market from listing to a pending contract dropped a full week as demand increased from February to March, from 23 days to 16 days. The median sale price also increased to $235,000 compared to $230,000 in February. While homes sold faster and at a higher price in March, the IAR says there are other signs of a more balanced market for home buyers. For instance, on average, homes sold for 96% of the asking price compared to 100% of listing price last March and 97% across the past 5 years. The organization says the latest numbers show healthy demand in Indiana's housing market, especially considering 30-year mortgage rates averaged around 4.25% last March compared to 6.5% last month. March also marked the 1-year anniversary of the Federal Reserve's first of 9 consecutive interest rate increases. IAR CEO Mark Fisher said elevated mortgage rates are impacting buyers and sellers despite recovering home sales in 2023. The organization says market trends were consistent across urban, suburban, and rural counties. Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Orthopedic implant manufacturer BioPoly says it has received a breakthrough device designation from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for its BioPoly knee system. The Fort Wayne company says the designation allows for a sped-up approval process for devices that provide for, quote, more effective treatment or diagnosis of life-threatening or irreversibly debilitating diseases or conditions. The company says the implant utilizes its proprietary BioPoly material, which functions as synthetic cartilage. The designation allows manufacturers to connect with FDA experts throughout the regulatory process and create a smoother path for FDA approval and placement in the market. In southwest Indiana, Evansville is looking for that next big thing, and attention is turning to the Ohio River, where Mayor Lloyd Winnecke says planning is underway to develop the riverfront in the region.
Creating intentional space for seasonal kiosk, public art, and then creating new mixed-use developments on multiple blocks that oversee the Ohio River.
Among the riverfront efforts is Evansville's new Sunrise Pump Station and Cascade Outfall that officially opened today after years of planning. The sewage treatment plant was engineered to mask the treatment of sewage from park visitors, but showcase the treated water as it flows through a tiered cascade into the Ohio River.
What you see in here is this beautiful cascade with swings looking out over the cascade, so you can come right up out here and just enjoy the beautiful Ohio River, watch the barge traffic. But we were really intentional about we knew we had to do something for the utility, but we wanted to make it also destination green space, and it couldn't be a more picturesque site.
Purdue University President Mung Chiang is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.